Marcel Proust said, "The real act of discovery consists not in finding new lands, but in seeing with new eyes." Everyone sees the same thing differently. And of course, as many people in this world, that many perspectives. For instance, one person sees a number 6 from one side, and another sees the same number as a 9. They're both right, depending on where they see from. That is perspective. All too often we look at life with the eyes of yesterday. When something happens, we presume that it will be like it was before. So we label it before we can even think about it and proceed to act accordingly. We tend to think that if it worked the last time, it'll work this time too. And we do that with most things, whether it's our work or the type of food we eat or the places we visit. But, and it's a very big but, as long as things go in a familiar pattern, then it's okay. But if it doesn't, that's when we need to do something else. The answer lies in seeing with fresh eyes. No biases, no preconceived right or wrong answers, and absolutely no default solutions. We never really know what we're looking at, even when we're seeing the most familiar things. Try this exercise. Look at someone you live with fresh new eyes. I know it might not be easy a lot of times. I feel that what you see, look at them as though for the first time. Feel what you are seeing. It's not easy simply because our perceptions are filtered with memory. Our relationships with people and things are labeled by the past experiences we've had with them. But when we are fresh and present, everything expands to be more fully alive. I think it's an exercise worth trying. Some days ago, I was reading a very interesting example about a potato chip company. The company was struggling with a problem. The chips that they were making had too much oil on them. The manufacturers thought that they could simply shake off the oil, but it didn't work, and the chips started breaking. So they were really stumped and decided to crowdsource for ideas from people outside the industry. And lo and behold, the solution came from a concert violinist. He proposed playing a certain tone that would cause the oil on the chip to bead up and jump off the chips. And guess what? It worked. It's not always that innovative ideas come from experts, you see. What we don't notice offers a world of insight. What we see as normal is only normal for us, not for others. What you have become used to, your skills, your abilities, your knowledge, and experience, may turn out to be absolutely new for someone else. I do feel that we would live in a better, happier world if we realized that one's perspective can change. We would we would raise more empathetic and responsible kids. And if they were taught that looking with fresh eyes is a strength, you don't have to look at everything the same way as other people do. It's a strength, not a failing. Many times the activities we engage in are a product of years of habit. Habits that we may not align with ourselves or with our present anymore. The point is to get out of your own head and see life from another perspective. And growth happens when you can unlearn and re-look at everything from a new perspective. In fact, that is what therapy is all about. So get another perspective from a person that you trust, and better if they are professionals. That's why I'm a therapist. Until next time, folks, stay happy and share a little of it. What else is there?
That was this week's episode for the Cellular Alchemist podcast with spiritual psychologist Ritu Malhotra. Don't forget to follow the podcast and join us next week for yet another episode. Thank you for listening.